Hey guys, so just wanted to go over a couple practical points before we get started with class today. Just really quick, you don't need any special props for this. If you have a yoga block accessible to you, maybe go ahead and grab it, but you don't absolutely need it for anything that we're going to be doing today. If you have difficulty sitting comfortably on the floor, or if your hips are super tight, go ahead, grab a cushion, grab a blanket, just something to put underneath your hips so you can elevate them a little bit while you're seated. And this is intended to be beginner friendly. So for that reason, quite a bit of instruction on alignment and safe technique, moving in and out of the postures. And yeah, we move slowly. It's not a flow class. Hopefully pretty approachable for everyone, and like everything we're doing is pretty simple, but not necessarily easy. So not all yoga is passive relaxation postures. It certainly can be, and there are different styles of yoga, but you know, it's not to say that we can't also generate a little bit of strength and heat, and so that is what we're going to be doing today, just a little bit. Hopefully a good mix of both. Yeah, and if you're brand new to yoga, just be patient with yourself. You know, yoga can sometimes be deceivingly difficult and often humblingly so. So be gentle, you know, go easy. If you're working with any injuries, be really mindful of that. You never want to feel any sharp sensations in your joints. So muscle discomfort is okay when we're stretching and when we're working the muscles, but really no sharp pain in the joints, okay? If you ever feel that, back out of the posture. Go easy. I hope that this is useful to you in some way. I hope that you enjoy it. I hope that you learn something. And I think that's all I really wanted to say. We'll go ahead and get started. All right, I'll see you in a second. So coming to the top of your mat, I'm gonna stay just to the left of my mat because I don't have enough room here right now. My wall's right over here. But just starting off, we're gonna just kind of like shake everything out a little bit, especially like I find in the morning when things are really tight. It's nice to just sort of make some circular motions, loosens up the joints. All right, so we're just gonna shake out the wrists, maybe shake out the ankles, bend your knees, kind of twist, shake out your shoulders. Alright, coming back to center, maybe roll with the wrists, and roll a little bit with your ankles, point your toes, flex the toes. Alright, very good. Now coming into a comfortable seated position, so whether that's cross-legged for you or knees, whatever works. And we're going to start the class by closing the eyes and just taking a quick minute to tune in, feel sensations in the body, and start off the class by stilling the mind using some conscious breathing exercises, all right? So wherever you are, close your eyes just to get really comfortable. You want the spine to be nice and long and tall, crown of the head reaching up towards the sky. And at this point, you're just noticing the quality of your breath. So seeing if you can feel where the breath kind of exists in the body. No need to control it just yet, but kind of noticing, where do you feel it? Do you feel it in the chest? And do you feel it in the belly? Maybe in the nostrils? And now through our entire yoga practice, we're going to be inhaling and exhaling through the nose only. We're going to try to extend the length of the inhales, extend the length of the exhales. Okay, so together we're going to take just maybe 5 deep conscious breaths to a count of 5. So counting in your head, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Really filling up your lungs, inhale, exhale. Last time, inhale. And exhale it out. Good. And you're going to try to hang on to that slow, steady, equal breath. Equal on the inhales, equal on the exhales throughout the entire class. All right, you can open up your eyes. I'm going to start to warm up the shoulders here. On your next inhale, you're going to bring your shoulders out to a T. Squeeze your shoulder blades behind your back a little bit. So you're not letting the shoulders kind of hunch up, but they're down here, and you're really pressing out through the fingertips, sort of like you're kind of pressing two walls away from you. Take a few inhales here, really, really stretch out. And if you have any kind of nerve pain, any pinch sensations in your shoulders and your neck, this is going to be really, really good for you, okay? Take one more inhale. On an exhale, we're going to start to rotate the shoulders forward from the shoulder joint. So what I mean, internal rotation of our shoulders. I don't know if you can see that. I'm spiraling the shoulder inwards. Breathe here for a few seconds. Coming back to straight, press out, press out, press out. And this time we're going to go externally rotating, so opening up the chest. External rotation from the shoulder joint, lift the chest. Still spreading out through the fingertips, really straight with the elbows. Back to center, press, 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 straight out. We're going to do it one more time. Rotate internally with the shoulders. Good. Pressing out straight. Hopefully shoulders are getting a little bit tired, a little warm. External rotation with the shoulders. Back to center. And internal rotation. I'm going to just do this one more time, okay? Back out to center, straight, and press, 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 press. External rotation, open up the heart. This time, you can start to bring your arms up over and in front of your face, up over the head. Palms are going to end up touching. And if you have the flexibility, then we're going to clasp our hands and then just lift, 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 lift up through the shoulders, still through that external rotation of the shoulder joint. You can look up between your hands and it's though someone's pulling you up, 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 up towards the sky. Inhale. And exhale, drop the hands down. Go ahead, shake out the shoulders. A couple maybe neck stretches now for the shoulders. Take the right hand out to the side, and you're just gonna roll the neck on the left side. So rolling your head to the back and to the center just a few times. And keep with that same action of the rotation of the neck, just start to externally rotate the shoulder joint this time, so opening up the chest, and continue, see how that changes the stretch a little bit. Come back to center, and switch sides, left hand out, right ear to the right shoulder, so to rotate. No need to go super hard here, you're just sort of allowing the weight of the head to do its jobs. Start to externally rotate again, so opening up that shoulder joint, see if that changes the stretch. Good, coming back to center. We're going to do something that's referred to as a nerve stretch. So again, this is really good if you do have chronic pain. Similar kind of idea to what we were doing before. We're gonna make fists with our hands and then straighten out and then kind of curl your wrist up. And so we're still sort of pressing the shoulders down towards the ground a little bit, so the shoulder blades are squeezing. We're gonna really, really slowly come up. And when you start to feel that kind of pull sensation, that really sort of tight pulling sensation, you just stay there and you keep pressing, 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 pressing. It should be pretty intense. One more inhale. And exhale down. Good, shake out the shoulders. Last stretch we're gonna do. Bring the right arm out in front of you, cross it over, and then just pull it in, stretching out the deltoid. Exhale, switching sides. Bring it in. Good, come on back to center, shake it out. And a little bit of side bending here. Bring your right hand out to the right side again. Start to rotate your left shoulder, and it's still going to be in an external rotation position. Coming all the way out to the right side and stretch the left side of your body. If it feels comfortable, you can look up towards your hands. And again, you're pressing your shoulders away from your ears, so not letting them hunch up. Idea is we want to feel a separation between our left hip and our left rib cage. So take a few breaths here. One more inhale. Exhale, start to roll your left fingers forward, and we're going to switch all the way over to the other side. So reaching out to the left, start to spiral the right shoulder into an external rotation. Look up at your fingertips and breathe. One more inhale. Exhale, roll forward with the right hand, come all the way back up. Good. We're going to shift over to a tabletop position. Actually, I'm also going to put my hair up. If you have long hair, I recommend that maybe you do the same. Might get in the way a little bit. Okay. So, tabletop position. So in tabletop, our hands are going to be directly underneath our shoulders. We're spreading out through the fingertips, and we're gripping a little bit with the fingertips. The crook of the elbow, so the opposite side of your elbow, this part here is going to face forwards towards the front of the room. Knees are going to be right underneath the hips, and simple spinal extension, spinal flexion, cat-cow exercises. On the inhale, drop the belly down, tilt your tailbone up to the sky, drop the chest in between your arms and look up. Exhale, round the spine, tuck your tailbone under and press your upper back towards the sky. Look, tuck your chin. Inhale, arch the spine, tailbone lifts, look up. Exhale, round spine, pressing up in between your shoulder blades. One more time, inhale. Keep the navel pulled in, exhale, keep pulling the belly in, press up between the shoulders. Inhale, come back to center. This time you're going to bring your knees in close to each other. We're at a neutral spine. Reach the right foot back, so toes are going to be on the ground. Try to keep your hips level. Core is going to be engaged. Really spread out through the right fingertips, and on a next inhale, you're going to lift the right leg back and reach it back. Point your toes as though you're trying to reach the back of the room. Take another breath here. Left arm is going to come forward and then all the way up. So you're pulling yourself apart, stretching through the body. Keep the core nice and tight. Breathe, look forward or down. exhale, drop it back down. Switch sides. So straightening out your left leg this time. Recentering. Gripping through your left fingertips. Start to reach the left leg back. And then the right arm can come forward. When you're ready, find your balance, find your focal point, and then lift. And breathe, keeping your core nice and engaged. Squeeze the butt muscles a little bit. Reach out through the heels and reach out through the toes. One more inhale. And exhale down. Good. This time, coming into simple cat position, or cow position, excuse me. And on the exhale, we're going to press back into our child's pose. So sit down onto the heels, squeeze your knees in towards one another, drop your head down. Take a few breaths, soften in through the spine. Come all the way back up into a tabletop position. And then this time we're gonna wide leg child's pose. So spread the knees out towards about the width of your mat and sit back in between your hips for a wide leg child's pose. You can reach your arms a little bit forward and drop your forehead down. Let's see how that changes the sensation in the hips. You can maybe wiggle around with the hips a little bit. Take an inhale here. On your exhale, you're going to start to crawl your body over to your right side and just reach out through the fingertips here. So a little bit of a stretch for the hips. Try to keep your hips even and stretching through the side body on the right. Just a couple breaths. Coming back to center on your next inhale. And then you're going to exhale, walk over to the left side, stretch over the left leg. Breathing really deep, feel the lungs expand on the right side of your body. Coming back to center, all the way back up into a tabletop position. Good. We're going to come down this time onto our forearms. So shoulders are going to be right over top of the elbows. And we're going to come into a kind of dolphin plank position. So bring your knees in, squeeze them towards one another. And maybe you just, this might be enough for you, honestly. If you don't want to be sinking into your shoulders, you want to be pressing up. So sort of thinking about rounding the upper back a little bit, but keep your shoulders away from your ears. Start to tuck your tailbone under, so you're kind of making like a C shape with your body right now. Squeeze your navel in, squeeze the lower rib cage, and then just start to curl the toes under. So you're coming into dolphin plank position. We want to shift the weight a little bit forward into the shoulders and press up through the shoulders. See if you can breathe here. Just look straight down or forward of your mat. Don't let the belly pooch out. Just squeeze it in, round through the spine, tuck your tailbone. Just a few more breaths. One more big inhale. And exhale, drop the hips down. Good. A little bit of work for the back muscles this time. Bring your shoulders out a little bit in front of you, and you're going to spread through your palms. You're going to roll your thighs inwards towards one another, lift the kneecaps, so engage the muscles of your quadriceps, and then press your toenails onto the ground. We're coming into like a cobra or a sphinx pose. So lifting up out of the shoulders, so we're not sinking in, we're lifting up out of the shoulders, and you want to see if you can drag your chest through your arms here. Back muscles are going to be super turned on, super engaged, so hopefully you feel it in your upper back. Press your hips down to the mat a little bit so you can lift up a little higher and just breathe. Tune into any sensations, no pinching sensations. Discomfort, yes, okay. Effort, totally okay. No sharp pinching sensations in the joints, all right? A few more breaths. Really trying to drag your chest through your arms. Take another inhale. And exhale, slide your hands to about where your rib cage is, sort of underneath your shoulders. Curl your toes under, press up, back into a tabletop position. All right, and we're gonna go right from here into downward facing dog. So knees are gonna be right underneath your hips. Spread out through the hands. Again, you're rotating your elbows forward. Curl the toes under. You're going to start to lift the hips up and back into a downward facing dog. And your shoulders are externally rotated. And here in our downward facing dog, for the first one of the day, we're just going to wiggle a little bit, straightening one leg at a time. You can wiggle the hips if that feels right. Try to drop your head and relax the muscles of the neck. It's very likely in downward dog if you are new to yoga, if you're very stiff, your legs might be bent, okay? But the idea is that we want to be trying to straighten the legs, press the heels towards the ground. If you're not there, you just keep trying, all right? And no strain in the neck. Come to a point of stillness. See if you can breathe. Drop the head, no effort there whatsoever. Press through your shoulders. Legs are super, super active, so squeezing your quadricep muscles. On your next inhale, we're gonna come up onto your toes, look forward, exhale, bend your knees, and step, hop, or walk all the way up to the top of your mat. So do what you ever gotta do, or whatever you gotta do to get up to the top of your mat. Toes are going to be touching. Spread out through your toes. Keep your knees, pretty generous bend in your knees. Take an inhale, lift your chest, look up. Exhale, forward. Inhale, this time flat back. We're gonna come all the way up. And you can start to reach your hands up to the sky. External rotation of the shoulders. Hands are gonna be in front of your face. If you have flexibility, reach, reach, reach up like we did at the beginning of class, and then exhale, Samastitihi. Good job. We're gonna do maybe 3 sun salutation A, just to warm up the spine, warm up the body a little bit, all right? So bring your hands to your heart center. On an inhale, reach the arms up to the sky, lift the chest, exhale, start to hinge from your hips. You can bend the knees if you need to. Squeeze the lower belly in and start to fold all the way forward. Relax the back muscles. Inhale, lift the chest, look forward. Plant the hands. Exhale, you're going to step back into a plank position this time. And you can have plank up here or maybe plank on the knees. Take an inhale wherever you are. On the exhale, squeeze your elbows in towards you, so close to you. Slowly lowering all the way down to the mat. All the way down. Uncurl the toes. On an inhale, you're going to come up to a cobra or upward dog. So squeezing the elbows in, lift the chest, use the back muscles to lift. Look forward. Exhale, curl your toes under, back into downward facing dog. All right, so easiest version of a vinyasa. And take a few breaths, downward facing dog. Inhale, up onto the toes. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward, step, hop, or jump your feet all the way up to the top of the mat. Nice bend in the knees. Take an inhale, lift the chest, flatten the back, look forward. Exhale, fold forward, squeeze in from your low belly. On the inhale, come all the way back up, reach the arms up overhead. Palms can touch, and reach, 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 look up. Exhale, hands to your heart center, down by your side, Samastitihi. All right, doing good. That 2 more times, give you a couple different variations. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, squeeze the belly in, hinge from your hips, bend in the knees if you need to, all the way down. Inhale, lift the chest. Plant the hands, exhale, plank position, either on the knees or you can stay up this time. Curl your body, press up through in between the shoulder blades. And you can drop the knees down if you need to, or we can hover in our plank position into chaturanga. So everyone squeeze our elbows, or squeeze the elbows in, lower down, Inhale, roll the toes, upward facing dog. So we're lifting the chest, fold our shoulders or rolling forward, excuse me. Relax the butt muscles, lift the chest and press up through the shoulders. Exhale, curl your toes under, lift your hips back up to the sky, downward facing dog. And a few breaths. Try to relax in downward facing dog. Readjust your hands and feet if you need to. All right, on an inhale, lift up onto the toes. Exhale, bend the knees. Step, hop, or jump to the front of the mat. Top of the mat, excuse me. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, press into the heels. Come all the way up, flat back. Reach the arms up to the sky, look up. Exhale, Samasthiti, standing. Hands down to your sides. Last time. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lift the heart, look up. Plant the hands, exhale, step back into hands and knees plank or full plank position. And take your chaturanga, exhale. Inhale, upward facing dog. Roll the shoulders forward, chest lifts. Exhale, curl the toes under, downward facing dog. Good job. Take a few breaths. So hopefully opening up the body a little bit more now. On your next inhale, you're going to do whatever you have to do to bring your right foot up in between your hands. So if you have to drag it up there, you drag it up there. We're going to all bring our right knee right over the ankle of the right foot. Come up into a low lunge. And then we're going to drop down so that we're sitting on the knee. You can roll forward onto the knee. Be gentle with your kneecap. And then maybe just start to wiggle a little bit here, kind of see what's going on, any juicy sensations in the hips. And okay, coming back to center. This might be enough for you today. If you feel like you have a little bit more space, you're gonna come all the way up, bring your hands onto your right knee. And here in this position, you're gonna feel some really, really strong sensations in the left hip flexor. I'm gonna try to see if you can just sink into that. Just relax, see if you can breathe through the sensation. So no real effort here, but we do wanna make sure our hips are facing forward. So we don't wanna be coming over to the side, over to this side. Hips are gonna be square to the front of the room. All right, you can keep your hands here. See if you can let go of any tight sensations in the front of the hip. Take one more inhale. And on the exhale, frame the right foot with your hands. We're gonna, this time, keep the left hand down. You might wanna bring the right or left knee up a little bit forward. And we're gonna come into a twist from here. So stabilizing, and then when you're ready, start to circle your right arm back and up towards the sky. Press up, out through the shoulder, spread through the fingertips, look up if you can, and breathe. Squeeze your lower belly. Spreading out through your collarbones. One more inhale. Exhale, come all the way down. One more stretch for the hip here. You're gonna come up onto the fingertips, slide your left knee back a little bit, and then we're gonna place our left hand down. See if you can kind of drop your weight over to the left side. You're gonna feel really, really strong stretch on the outside of your hips, of your rib cage. Try to hug your right knee in, and we're gonna look towards the back of the room. So thinking about separating ribs from hips once again, just breathe. come back to center. Good. We're gonna switch sides. Curl the left toes under, come back into downward facing dog. Just for a minute. And this time, left foot's gonna come forward. Drop the right knee down. Roll onto the top of the kneecap. Stay here, or you can start to come up. Make sure your hip bones are both facing forward. Place your hands wherever feels comfortable, and think about lifting your chest, lifting the weight, kind of shifting the weight back a little bit in space. And breathe. No stress. No forcing. One more inhale. And exhale, frame the left foot with your hands. Coming into a twist, keep your right hand down. Readjust your hips if you need to. And on an inhale, still just circle your left arm back this time. Up to the sky, press through your shoulders. Spread through your fingertips. Try to keep your left knee close to your chest and squeeze from your lower belly to twist. One more inhale, and exhale all the way back down. One more push from here. Stretching your right knee back a little bit further, taking your right hand out towards the corner of your mat. Start to drop your right hip down towards the ground, hug your left knee, and look towards the back of the room. Good, come all the way back, and exhale here. Curl the toes under, step back, downward facing dog. Perfect. And from downward facing dog, we're gonna hold plank position, all right? So rolling forward onto the toes, coming into your plank position. And again, we're spreading out through the fingertips here, dropping the hips down and curling your tailbone under. Squeeze your butt muscles. It's not necessarily the prettiest position, but it is really good for generating a little bit of heat and a little bit of strength. Grip through your fingertips so you're not putting too much weight into your wrist, and just hold, breathe here. Keep smiling, keep breathing. Take one more inhale. And exhale, drop the knees. This time coming into the puppy pose. Kind of bring our hands a little bit out in front of us. Spread through the hands, and your thumbs are going to be touching. Keep engaging through your lower rib cage. So we don't want to let the whole back kind of arch, not yet anyway. But we're just going to try to drop our head towards the mat. So forehead towards the mat. Externally rotate your shoulders. Keep your ribs in. Keep your lower core engaged and just drop down. So hopefully you feel like a real big opening in the shoulders. And settle in. Staying here, or if you feel like you have a little bit more space, this time you're gonna lift the chest up, look forward. Start to reach your hands forward, and you're thinking about dropping your rib cage this time onto the mat, all right? So really, really reach. See if you can soften. Lift your tailbone, squeeze your belly in. Chest is gonna come to the mat this time. Breathe. Huge heart opener, try to relax. Okay, exhale, start to make your way back up. Good job. Spread the knees, wide leg child's position. Take a rest. Inhale, pressing all the way back up. Tabletop position, and exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Just be here for 1 minute. On an inhale, lift the toes, look forward. Exhale, bend your knees. Step, hop, or walk to the top of your mat. On an inhale, look forward. On the exhale, fold deeply. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. Reach the arms up overhead. Look up in between the hands. Exhale, hands to heart center. I'm going to come into Utkatasana, chair pose. All right, generate a little bit more heat. Knees are going to squeeze in towards one another. Toes are going to be touching here. You're going to bring your hands to your heart center. And think about squeezing in through your core muscles here. So we're going to bend the knees, squeeze the knees in, and shift the weight back into the hips. You want to be able to see your toes here. If you cannot see the toes, shift the weight back, all right? And then pull in through the core, pull in through the core. Your hands are going to be at your heart center. If you feel like you need a little bit more challenge, you're going to bring the hands out, okay? External rotation to the shoulders, lift the chest, breathe here, let the body shake. One more deep inhale, exhale, sink a little lower. On an inhale, come all the way back up to the sky, reach, look up, exhale, Samasthiti standing. Hands to your side. We're going to work with our deep forward fold, all right? So feet are going to be about hip width distance apart. You can bend your knees, again, if you're feeling really tight in the hamstrings, especially if you have injury, be very careful of pinching sensations at the attachment of the hamstrings. I myself have a hamstring injury on the right, so I have to be careful of deep forward folds, okay? So we're going to start to hinge forward from the hips. Bend the knees if you need to. Actually, we can all bend the knees here. And just drop down with the head. So no effort at all with the back muscles. You're going to release the neck. I'm going to shake it out a little bit. Stop bending the knees, or you might be really bent. Totally okay. The idea here is we want to be squeezing in through our low belly, all right? We're sort of making space for our body to fold. So wherever you are here, after kind of letting yourself hang and relax a little bit, I want you to grab a hold of whatever you can. So maybe for you that is the calf muscles, maybe it's the backs of the thighs. If you can grab a hold of the toes, you're gonna grab a hold of the toes, all right? Take an inhale, lift your chest, flatten your back, reach your tailbone back to the sky, and then exhale, fold forward a little bit deeply. Relax the back muscles, relax the neck muscles. No real pulling here. Squeeze in through the lower belly. Bend your knees, everyone, this time really, really deeply. And then when we come back up, we're going to try to keep, as best as we can, our ribs touching our thighs, okay? So think about ribs touching the thighs, ribs touching the thighs. If you have to stop here, you stop here. But keep pressing, squeeze your kneecaps, so squeeze the quadriceps, and see if you can take this any further. Squeeze in through the low belly, relax through the back. Breathe. Shift the weight forward into your toes a little bit. And good. On an inhale, lift the chest, look forward. Exhale, you're going to plant your hands, step back into a plank position. Plank on the hands and knees or regular full plank. Take an inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, coming up onto the toes. Exhale, step the feet forward in between the hands. Good. You guys are all going to step out to the right. I'm going to step out to the left, so I'm facing you. So come all the way up. And you're going to step out to the right side, all right? Coming into Trikonasana, a triangle pose. Feet are going to be facing your right side. So the right foot is going to be directly out to the right. Left foot, 45-degree angle to the back of your mat, okay? And the action with Trikonasana, with triangle, is we want to kind of let the right hip slide into its socket, okay? So maybe watch that again. We're straight up with the chest, but we want the hip to be able to slide in. So the left hip is gonna come out a little bit. Bring your hands to a T. Reach out through the fingertips, look towards your right hand. And in a few breaths, we're gonna start to reach out to the right, reach out to the right, keep your low belly tucked in, and then just drop the hand. And maybe your hand lands here. Maybe this is your triangle for today. Your hand can land on the shin, maybe all the way to the floor. If you have a block, you can put your block here. Doesn't matter so much, just don't put any pressure on your knee, and you should be totally safe. If you can, look up towards the sky and breathe, pressing through the outer edge of the left foot. Spread through the collarbones. Soft bend in the right knee this time. We're gonna inhale, come all the way back up, keep the arms up to a T, and we're just gonna switch sides. So left feet are gonna face the back of the room, 45-degree angle with the right foot. Take an inhale, exhale, left femur slides into its socket, reach forward, and then just let the hand fall wherever it may. Wherever you land today is totally okay. If you can, look up towards your hands, spiral your chest open towards the sky, and breathe. Soft bend in the left knee. We're going to come all the way back up. Good. Keep your hands out to a T, and this time widen your stance a little bit. Turn your toes towards the front of the room. Again, left foot is going to be at a 45-degree angle, and we're going to come into Virabhadrasana 2, so warrior 2 pose. Arms are going to come out to a T. Look towards your right middle finger, and on an exhale, you're going to start to bend your right knee so that it tracks over your right ankle, okay? Really think about pressing your weight into the outer edge of your left foot and keep your chest up nice and straight. The tendency is going to want to be to lean forward. We want to pull it back, okay? Breathe, spread out through the collarbones, drop your shoulders away from your ears. See where you can soften, maybe where you can put a little bit more effort. Inhale, straighten out through the left leg, come all the way back up, and we're just going to turn the toes. Same thing, left side, all right? Readjust the feet if you need to. Take an inhale, start to bend the left knee, keep pressing the left knee out towards the left side. Your right hip is going to rotate a little bit towards the back of the room, not too much. Arms are going to be out to a T. Look towards your fingertips and see if you can breathe. Focus your gaze. Inhale, come all the way back up. This time we're going to turn both of our toes to face the front of the room. Your legs are going to be about one of your leg length apart. Bring the hands onto the hips. Inhale, lift the chest, look up a little bit. On the exhale, you're going to start to shift the weight of your hips back and just start to fold down. So folding down with a flat back, you can drop the hands, and maybe this is enough for you. You might need to have a soft bend in your knees a little bit here. Readjust your feet if you need to, but the idea is, again, we want to be relaxing through the back muscles. So no pain, no effort, no tension in the back. We're going to try to let that go completely, but we are pulling in through our core muscles. So we'll pull up through your lower belly. Start to drop your head down towards the mat. You can flatten your hands if that's accessible to you. And let the head and the neck go. Spreading out through your sit bones, so through your butt muscles a little bit. Squeeze your kneecaps up. Squeeze the quadricep muscles. And a Just sort of allow the body to open slowly with gravity. Inhale, come on back up. Exhale here. We're gonna, this time, come up onto our fingertips and sort of work with a modified ninja pose. We're gonna start to bend the right knee a little bit. Come onto your heel of your left foot, and you might need to come up onto the ball of your right foot here. If you can, try to relax the muscles of the ankle and sink down into the ankle, and also sink down into the hips. So it's gonna be a really, really big stretch in your inner left thigh. Hopefully the hip joint is nice and loose at this point. And again, you might be up here, you might want to put a block underneath you, but wherever you are, just try to relax, sink into it a little bit, and notice any of those juicy kind of sensations in the hips. Drop the head down, drop the neck down. Inhale, come on back up to the center and shifting the weight over to the other side. So bending left knee this time. Coming onto the right heel, drop the weight into your hips, and just see if you can relax. Inhale, come all the way back up. Good. Exhale here. Squeeze the lower belly, start to lift the chest on an inhale. We're going to come all the way back up. Hands are going to be on the hips. Exhale, Samastitihi, back up to the front of your mat. Good job. Take an inhale, reach all the way up, look up to the sky. Exhale, fold forward, hinge from the hips, go down. Inhale, lift the chest, look forward. Plant the hands, exhale, step back into a plank, hands and knees plank or full plank. Inhale here, and on the exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. And coming back into a child's pose just for a minute. You can squeeze your knees in towards one another, relax your forehead. Checking in where the body is now. Have we created any more pain? Have we opened things up? Have we created a little bit of heat? Just what's going on in your body? And slowly, slowly, we're gonna start to round the back. Pull your navel in, pull the lower ribcage muscles in, let your head be heavy, 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 and you're gonna start to roll all the way back up into a little bit of a back bend. So roll, 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 pull yourself up. Last thing to come up is gonna be your head, and then you're gonna lift your chest, fingertips behind you, look up, and exhale, relax. Good. Gonna come into everyone's favorite pose, Navasana. Okay, so coming on to the butt. This is not my favorite pose. I kind of hate this pose. But it's really, really good for just heating the body, teaching core strength, and the foundation for all of the kinds of movements that we do in yoga, and just waking up the body. So first, you're gonna pull your knees close into your chest, and just maybe give yourself a hug here for a second, or at least through the back muscles. See if you can feel your breath in your upper back. Prepare for what is coming. Now, coming back up, we're going to start to prepare with our Navasana. Alright, so feet are going to be out in front of you. You're going to point your toes. Now, you can keep your hands underneath your knees if you need to, but I'll encourage you to work up the intensity with me in our bow pose, we want to be thinking about curling the spine, the lower spine under, so sort of scooping in, pulling the muscles of the ribs, everything in, contracting really tightly, but also lifting the chest, okay? So you can stay here, a few breaths, and just keep your gaze forward, try to relax your jaw, relax your shoulders. If you feel strong, you can bring the arms out. Stay here, squeeze your knees in towards one another, bring the legs up. All right, now see if you can hold here, see if you can breathe. If you're like me, I'm already pretty sore today, so this is gonna be a little bit hard. It's also gonna get hard for me to talk in a moment, so I apologize about that. You stay here, don't give up, don't take breaks, keep going, keep smiling, keep breathing, let the body shake. If you feel strong, straighten the legs, okay? Look up. Pull in, pull in, pull in, squeeze through the lower core, squeeze through the legs, look up at your toes, breathe. Let the body shake. Take one more inhale here. And exhale, bring your knees into your chest. Try to cross your legs, do not let your feet touch the ground yet, do not give up. We're gonna plant our hands out in front of us and we're gonna sort of try to swing ourselves back into a plank position, all right? So keep your knees into your chest, squeeze your lower belly, press, press, press through your shoulders, and then you're gonna tuck your feet underneath you. You can let them drop the ground now, and curl back, plank position, all right? Stay here, hold for a breath or two, smile, breathe, and then shift the weight forward, exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, collarbones spread, shoulders roll forward, lift the chest. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good job. Now, you know we gotta stretch out the back a little bit, stretch out the abs. We're gonna come down onto the knees, and we're gonna come work with the camel posture, all right? So coming up onto the knees, we wanna think about having the knees hip width distance apart, but we're gonna squeeze in through the thighs, so like rotate the thighs inwards. Kind of feels like you're squeezing something in between your knees. Bring the hands to your hips. Actually, we can bring our hands to our sacrum, to our lower back. Press, press, press down through the sacrum. And we're thinking just about getting taller right now, all right? So think about creating space between your hip and your lower rib cage. So we're thinking about lifting, lifting, lifting. In order to bend back, we always need to make space first in the spine. Lift, lift, lift. If it helps, you can actually even like kind of lift your rib cage a little bit. And we're thinking about lifting the sternum up to the sky. Keep your chin tucked. This may be it for you. Press, press, press. If you feel like you can go a little bit deeper, start to press your hips forward. Reach up through the chest, reach up through the chest. You can let your arms dangle behind you. And if it's safe for you, grab a hold of your heels, roll your shoulders forward, lean back, all right? You can drop the head. Really stretching out through the ab muscles, squeezing the thighs in towards one another. And then coming up, you have to do this really slowly, evenly, okay? Release both hands at the same time. Use an inhale to come all the way back up, all right? Bring your knees together, sit down onto the heels, close your eyes, take rest. Sometimes you might get a little bit dizzy going into a back bend. It's important to just catch your breath, close your eyes. Good, just to reset the spine, just a tiny, tiny bit more core work right here. We're gonna place our hands just back of the knees, I guess. And we're gonna press through the shoulders, round through the upper back, round through the lower back. And then just think about shifting your weight forward into your shoulders. Start to lift your knees up, squeeze your lower belly in, and you can keep your feet on the ground. Hold here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Come all the way down. Good. Hands out in front of you. Tabletop position. Come into your plank. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Good job. This time, cross your right knee forward, cross your left knee forward, and we're sitting back all the way down. And from here, we're actually gonna lie down all the way on our mat, okay? So rolling all the way down onto your mat. And you can let the knees drop in towards one another, so bring your feet out to the edges of your mat. Let the knees drop in towards one another and just close your eyes. No judging, no forcing, just observing what is going on in the body, what's going on in the mind. From here, you're going to bring both knees up into your chest, so curl up into a little ball, give yourself a hug, rock from side to side, and sort of massage out your lower back. Just release any tension, or we're really starting to wind down now, so not so much effort anymore. Come back to center. You can keep your right knee into your chest. Straighten out your left leg. Squeeze it in. Squeeze your right knee over to the right shoulder a little bit and just relax. Hold it. And then coming into a half happy baby position, we're going to bend the knee. So the sole of the foot is facing the sky. You can grab a hold of your right toe or the outer edge of the right foot. Try to release through the muscles of the hip. Just let gravity kind of do its jobs and just relax. Pull the knee down sort of beside you. You can keep your hand down on your left leg if that helps. Keep your sacrum flat against the ground. This time, letting go, bring that knee back into the chest, and simple reclining twist, all right? So we're gonna drop the right knee over to the left, bring your right arm out to the right, you can look towards the right, and just simple reclining twist, close your eyes. No real effort here. Inhale, bring your knee back into your chest, pull it in, and we're going to switch sides. So straightening out the right leg, pull the left knee into the chest, and pulling that right knee over to the right shoulder just for a minute, hold it in. Try to keep your right leg straight. And then half happy baby on the left side. Sole of the foot towards the sky, and again, you can reach for the outer edge of your left foot. Press your hand down onto your right thigh and just relax. Try to let gravity sort of do its jobs. Bringing the left knee back into the chest, hug it in. And twisting over to the left this time. So right knee or left knee is going to drop out to the right. Left arm over to the left. You can turn your head towards the left. Close your eyes. Inhale, bring the left knee back into center, pull it in, pull your right knee in to meet it this time, give yourself another hug, rock from side to side. last little bit of effort before we finish off the class. We're gonna squeeze ourselves into a tight little ball, okay? So as tight as you can. We're gonna lift the chest, round the spine, bring everything in, hug yourself really tight, squeeze in through your toes even. I want you to squeeze your fists, squeeze your face even, scrunch up your shoulders up to your ears, squeeze, 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 squeeze really, 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 really tight. And on your next exhale, we're going to let everything go. Come into final relaxation pose, Shavasana. So lying down, getting comfortable on your mat. You're starfished a little bit. Shoulder blades are underneath you. Feet are going to flop out towards the corners of your mat. Hands and palms face the sky. Chin is tucked. Close your eyes. Release any effort of controlling the breath here. Coming back to natural breathing. And seeing if you can tune into sensations of heaviness here. Feeling all the points of contact, where your bones, where your muscles are draping into the floor. And again, just like we did at the beginning of the class, seeing if you can feel your breath now. Without controlling it at all, just noticing where you feel your breath moving in and out through your body. Tension. Just observing those, let them be. See if by tuning into those areas deeply, you can release a little bit of that tension. Taking just one more minute or so to fully be present in your body. Really feel any kind of subtle sensations running through the body. Bringing awareness back to the breath. Your mind is wandered. Start to take a few deep conscious breaths, long inhales and exhales. If it helps, you can inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Start to wake up the body now. Try to keep your eyes closed. So you can do whatever you gotta do. Shift around a little bit. Maybe stretch out. Arms overhead. Wiggle around a little bit. You're gonna start to roll over onto one side. eyes soft. You're going to come all the way back up to a comfortable seated position. Cross-legged or on the knees, sitting on a block, sitting on a cushion, whatever works for you. Keep your eyes soft. And you're going to drop your hands down towards your knees. Spine is nice and long. Seeing if you can feel any physical changes in the body after, doing all those chest openers, after warming up some of the joints, increasing our circulation. Seeing if you can notice any effects of your yoga practice today. Take one more big deep inhale. Exhale through the mouth. Open up your eyes and just check it out. Come back into this room. And I hope that you feel a little bit more open, a little bit more light, hopefully a little bit less pain, a little bit less stress today. Thank you for practicing with me. May you be healthy, may you be happy, may you be peaceful, may you be well, and may you be loved. Namaste.